So I'm going to do a walk with you. Today I'm at the Church of Santa Cecilia, St. Cecilia's church here in Rome. This is where our tomb is. I'm going to walk across the city and bring you with me. But today is the feast of Christ the King. It's also the feast of Saint Cecilia. She gets bumped today because of Christ the King. But that's why we came here for Mass this morning. So I'm going to flip you around and walk you a bit through Trastevere and across the Tiber River, and who knows where we'll end up. But it'll be great. All right, so this is the little piazza in front of the church. There's the local cat. Mass today was full. It is the feast day after all. But masses here in Rome have been pretty full since the quarantine lifted. So I feel awful for people back in the States and other parts of Europe that are still unable, well, other parts of the world rather, that are still unable to go to Mass. It's pretty normal here. We do have to do the distancing. They still recommend communion in the hand. But it feels mostly normal other than that. Beautiful church here. So this was where Saint Cecilia lived. She was married off against her will. She told her husband on the night of the wedding that she had already given herself to Christ. She was going to remain a virgin. He wasn't very happy about the idea at first, but he came around. Eventually, she was martyred here. They tried to suffocate her in like basically a steam bath. That didn't kill her. Tried to chop off her head. That did not kill her. Oh, it did eventually. But for 3 days, she laid here dying, singing hymns. The Pope even came to visit her. She was buried in the catacombs outside of Rome, the San Calisto catacombs. And then the Pope decided to move the bodies from those catacombs back into Rome. And kids playing here. And when they opened up her tomb, they found that she was incorruptible. They brought her to this house, which is where she lived. They built a church over that spot, buried her here. And then many, many years later, they opened up the tomb again and found that she was still incorruptible. And so they had an artist, Maderno, design a tomb based on the body that he saw. And then once the tomb was built, her body decayed. So she's buried here in a tomb of her likeness, which you just saw at the beginning of this video. So now we're going to walk out here and begin our stroll through Rome. It is an absolutely gorgeous day. I just want to check something real quick. Just checking the Mass times. Gorgeous day here. I love this area in Trastevere. Lots of people out. You'll notice everyone wearing masks, except for runners and smokers. They don't have to wear masks. But masks are required outside. Just look at the sky. You guys ready? The family is with me. They're just hanging out behind. So if you hear me talking to people that's not you, that's why. See on this doorway here, there's a little blue ribbon. That means that a baby boy was born here. So there's a newborn in this building. And what a place to live. Can you imagine living in this building? This beautiful old building, and then right across the street, Church of Saint Cecilia. Anyway, happy birthday to that kid. So it is right now, what time is it? 11:30 Sunday morning. So you'll see shops are open, restaurants are open, people are out, cafes are packed. See people out here eating, drinking coffee. Beautiful colors in this neighborhood. Some of the best oranges in these buildings. Especially looks great up against this blue sky. So I started doing these live daily walks, well, mostly daily, a week ago today. I did a Sunday stroll through the Prati neighborhood, Trionfale neighborhood. And since then, I've taken you to St. Peter's, and I've taken you to St. Peter's Square in the rain, Castle Sant'Angelo, through Piazza Navona. I think these are fun walks. And the idea is that I'm out walking anyway. Why not just turn the camera on so you can see and experience the same stuff, since most of you aren't able to travel right now. And I've tried various different streaming apps, going directly to Instagram, directly to Facebook, directly to YouTube. Several apps that do everything at once. Today, I'm not live streaming at all, I'm just live. So I'm recording the whole walk, which I will then post so that you can watch it wherever you watch things like this. But this way, you get the better camera experience, because live streaming on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, they don't really use the built-in camera. They kind of tweak it with their own software. Plus, since it's so early, most people are probably asleep in the States anyway. So I would be giving up some of this quality for the people that are awake. Anyway, like I said, it's just a big experiment. And I'll see what works and what doesn't. But I think you'll definitely appreciate this quality better than you would if I was actually streaming. You just can't chat with me. So I miss out on that. You can hear some church bells. I'm not sure which church those are coming from. There's several churches around here. Look at this place. This is another gorgeous building. A little balcony there. This door. You can tell why Trastevere is such a popular neighborhood and why people love it so much. Beautiful flowers, even though it's really cold right now. They're still blooming. Anyway, a lot of great churches here. There's church we just left, Santa Cecilia. There is Santa Maria in Trastevere, which some argue is the oldest church in Rome. It's definitely said that that is where Mass was celebrated for the first time in Rome. That's where Peter and Paul lived when they came to Rome. They lived in the Trastevere area. There were a lot of the Jewish people that lived here before that. You can see a church is directly in front of us. I'm not sure which one that is. There's the Church of San Francesco over here. That is where St. Francis stayed when he came to Rome. So you can visit his room there. We're coming up on San Cresagano, another big, beautiful church right up here on the right. This church has a great crypt, which is bigger than the church, really. It's a huge crypt. They have some beautiful frescoes down there and bones, just random bones laying around on the ground. All right, so we're crossing, this is kind of the main street through Trastevere. Let's see, this is where the buses go. Looks like the tram line. So usually there's a tram that runs through here, but it looks like it's being repaired right now. We're just kind of crossing in the middle of the street. Alright. Now we're not going to go all the way to Santa Maria in Trastevere because we're going to cross the river up here. Because there's other stuff I want to show you. We can do more of a Trastevere thing later. So here is the Church of San Cresagano. And if it's open, should be open. Yeah, it's open. I'll take you in here for just a second. There's probably a mass going on, but we can pop in. You can see now they have entrances and exits for churches to keep people kind of moving in the same direction. Okay, there's not a mass going on right now. See, there's a little museum back there. Little prayer altars, or not altars, places for prayer. See, this is just an ancient church. Beautiful floor. There's a little tour group in here too. So we do still have tours going on. Not a lot, but you do run into them as you're walking around. I don't know where they come from because right now it is nearly impossible to travel between regions in Italy. So this is another little shrine. You can see all these, they're called ex votos, little prayer offerings. So if you've been here for prayer and your prayer was answered, you can buy these and place them beside the shrine. So as you walk through these churches, especially in Rome, you'll see these all over the place. Here we have a ton of them. Exit is right up here, but I'm going to take you back to the front of the church for a second. This floor is very slippery, I almost fell. Great crucifix here. Confessionals. Frescoes, paintings. More statues back there. And here, Blessed Anna Maria. You can see her body here under this altar. So that's actually her. They have wax covering her. You can see her name right there. And this church, I mentioned it has a really nice crypt. Oh, here's St. Joseph. Baby Jesus. Now, if you go into the sacristy over there, they have crypt access where you can go down below the church. This is an awful statue. My goodness. What is that? Some relics under the altar here. Genuflect. Beautiful ciborium over the altar. Sacred Heart of Jesus over here. Tabernacle over here. Lots of genuflecting in this church. All right, so we'll head out, back outside. Here's the holy water, of course. It's dry. And you can see this one is marked as exit. So this is how we leave the church. And now we're back out to the street. And I seem to have misplaced my family. I'm not sure where they are. Probably in the sun. Oh, there they are. So here is another church. That's a Carmelite church, I believe. It's a Carmelite? Maybe? I don't know. Oh, look, it's fall. We have leaves surrounding these horrible scooters. Here's a water fountain. Hey, Amelia, you want to show them how to drink water? No. Come on. Come on. Come on. All right. This is how you drink water out of these fountains. Are you going to wear your mask?
I'm not going to drink it.
Oh, okay. So all the water fountains in Rome, like these, it's great water. It's straight from the aqueducts. And you'll notice it's always running. And then if you look closely, you'll see there's a little hole on the top there. So show them how to do it, Amelia. Take your hand. Put it on the bottom, and it sprays up like a water fountain. So then, oh, Amelia, don't spray the... A lady was walking by and almost got soaked. This one's pretty powerful. That's how you drink, out of the water fountains. So this church here has a statue of Mary that was found in the Tiber River, I think. I don't remember the whole story because I didn't know I was going to be walking by here, so I didn't brush up on it. A statue of Mary was found in the Tiber River. They considered it a miracle. And so every year on that feast day, they actually take the statue down the river by boat. And then they get off the boat right up here and they process it through the neighborhood all the way to the Church of Santa Maria in Trastevere. And there's usually a cardinal that does a big mass there. You can see the buses here still running. There's supposed to be, I think, 50% capacity, but it really depends on what line you get on because some of them seem way more crowded than 50%. So I'm not sure if they're actually counting or just telling people to keep their distance. But I've said previously on some of my live videos that Rome is, well, there's 3 tiers right now for like the virus stuff in Italy. 3 tiers. So red, orange, yellow, red being the most severe and yellow the least severe. And Lazio, the region where Rome is, that is the least severe area. And so everything here is pretty much still normal with the exception of masks, of course, outside, which is no fun. Nobody likes that. And a curfew. So our curfew here is 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. And then restaurants have to stop table service at 6 p.m. so they can do takeout and delivery after that. All right, so we're coming up on the Tiber River here. And you're going to see St. Peter's Basilica, the dome in the distance. Right there. There's St. Peter's. So let's take you. You guys, let's go to the island. You want to go across the island? Across the island? Into the Jewish area? Okay. We're going to go to Tiber Island right up here. This is a very spontaneous live. It might get a little windy. If it doesn't pick up. So here's the river. Here's a diplomat. I think. Maybe not. No, that wasn't a diplomatic license plate. Okay, so crossing the street to Tiber Island. I'll show you the island from right up here. I think this is gonna get too windy for you. It's cold. I'm not expecting it to be this chilly. Alright, I'm gonna put on a different mic and see if this will work. Just a second. Alright, let's see if this mic works better. It should stop some of the wind. Alright, so this is Tiber Island. You can see this is the Tiber River. Rome on both sides. And in the middle, a little island. And so we're going to go up here to this bridge, cross over. What a nice picture this is. Fall leaves. Reflection on the Tiber. Perfect blue skies. Couple churches. I think that makes a lovely picture. Too bad I'm recording and not taking photos. Maybe I need a second phone. One live streaming phone and one photo taking phone. Alright, so this island here, Tiber Island, has a church, which you can see right over there. We're going to be closer to it in a minute. But that church has the tomb of Saint Bartholomew, one of the apostles. And it's kind of crazy because, you know, you think the apostles, the guys that hung out with Jesus, they'd be pretty popular. But nobody goes to this church. Like if you're a tourist and you come to Rome, even as a Catholic tourist, you're going to go to St. Peter's. You may go to St. Paul outside the walls. A lot of people skip that one. You'll probably go to St. John Lateran, St. Mary Major. But Rome has other apostles too. So at St. Peter, not a lot of people realize it. I mentioned this on another live the other day, but we have Simon and Jude. They're buried in the same church as St. Peter. Look at that. And then we also have Philip and James the Less. They're buried here near the Trevi Fountain. Nobody goes there. And then right here on the island, St. Bartholomew. So when you come to Rome, you need to visit all the apostles. And then also over there, I've talked about this before. I've written a couple articles on it. In that white building between the church and that yellow building, there is a little crypt of the confraternity of the red sack, red robe. And they used to bury the dead, like the unwanted dead, people who would die in Rome, had no one to care for. They would bury them in this crypt. And every year on All Souls Day, there's a procession that happens from one of the churches on the island. They come down here to the river, to about that area there, and they put flowers into the water as like prayer offerings or remembrances or something. And then the flowers drift down the river. And then they process back over to the crypt and they open it up. And it's only open one day a year and just for a couple hours a year. So it's a really cool thing to do, to be able to experience that. And it's all bones. All right. I just want you to see some of the beautiful reflections coming off this building. Some Roman graffiti. Some of the motorini, little scooters, Vespas, motorcycles. More old buildings over here. Such a lovely area. You can see people down by the river. People go down there for picnics. You can go down and exercise and run, hang out. Sights and sounds of Rome. So we just walked over there a few minutes ago. We're right by St. Cecilia's again. Kind of took you the long way to get here. But that's because I wanted to walk through Trastevere just a little bit. Passing a little news refreshment stand. So you'll see these in a lot of areas of Rome. They sell things like bus tickets and magazines, snacks. Okay, so we're coming up on the bridge here. And I see yet another tour group. Small tour group. It's still so weird to see this though, like people with the little headsets and the radios, like official tours. So here's the Tiber River. Church of St Bartholomew there on the left. If I pan over, you're going to see a bell tower. That bell tower there is where St. Valentine's skull is. The mouth of truth. So that's Santa Maria and Cosmedin. Look at these tourists. Where'd they come from? There's probably like 20 of them. They're definitely Italian. They're speaking Italian. I mean, it's a great time to visit if you can. There's another view of the river. Okay, let's go over the bridge. Man, it is a perfect day here. I wouldn't mind if it was just a little bit warmer. The air is crisp, it's clean, it's sunny. So this over here, this is a hospital. It's a hospital on the island. These trees, these umbrella pines, the swift birds, love them. Starling birds, the starlings, not the swift birds. You can see grass growing through the cobblestone here. Not a lot of foot traffic lately. So right over there, that doorway, where the little steps are, that is where the confraternity's crypt is. So where they have all the bodies and bones and the skulls. So we'll pop into St. Bartholomew's Church for a second, but they're having Mass. I can hear them preaching. But I'll at least let you see what it looks like. You can see they have a little area set up outside for overflow. But I'll just let you look inside here real quick. So under the main altar there is where St. Bartholomew is buried. Let them get on with their mass. Another great thing about this church, other than having an apostle buried here, is that they have a what was I saying? Oh, they have side chapels dedicated to modern martyrs, so from all the different continents. So there's like an American chapel with American martyrs, and the ones that were killed by Nazis and African genocide and things like that. Here's an old pharmacy. So you can see the sign here says this is the Piazza of St Bartholomew on the island. And then this church right here, people are always surprised, like, Rome has nearly 1,000 churches. How is that possible? Well, it's because you have a church here, and then you have a church there, and then just everywhere. But that church, this church here, that is where that's the Confraternity's church. Does it still have their name up? No, it just says it's the chapel of the hospital. No, I thought it had their name up there. It does not. So now we're going to cross this other bridge. You can see some kids here playing. Just feels like normal life. There's yet another tour group. That's crazy. Here's a little shrine to Mary, baby Jesus. And yet another tour group. Oh my goodness. Why are there so many tour groups? But they're all Italian, so I don't know. All right, here's another view of the Tiber River. That building right there, you see, that's the Jewish Synagogue. So we're going to go over there in a second. See people walking along the Tiber. Everyone's out enjoying this weather. All right, so now I have to get through this thing. All right. The leaves are changing. It really is just a beautiful day. I'm so excited about this day. All right, so we were in Trastevere, which means across the Tevere. The Tevere is the Tiber River. And now we are crossing back to the other side of Rome. So this is like the main part of Rome. Where we were, that would have been kind of the other side of the tracks, I guess you would say. Trastevere. Of course, now it has St. Peter's and lots of great things. But a couple thousand years ago, that's not the area you would want to live. So now we're crossing to the main side of Rome. And we're going directly into the Jewish... Whoop, almost fell on a leaf. The Jewish Ghetto. So this is the Jewish neighborhood, even still today. Look at this. Alright, that settles it. I definitely need to be carrying a camera in addition to the video. Beautiful. Alright, so we're going to cross here. You can see lots of old stuff over there. So we're kind of near the Circus Maximus is back behind those buildings there. So in the area of the Roman Forum, Coliseum, that's not too far from here. But this is the Jewish Synagogue. Right there. And then this, I love this church. This church has, so it has the crucifixion up there. I don't know the name of the church. Probably says it somewhere. We're in Piazza Gerusalemme, so the square of Jerusalem, Jerusalem Piazza. But notice the writing below the crucifix. It's in Hebrew and in Latin. And above the door it says you get a plenary indulgence for going into this church. So I've never been in there. I've never seen it open. So that's the Jewish synagogue right there. And try not to get run over by a car. So I'm walking in the middle of the street. So we'll cut through the Jewish ghetto here. Now ghetto, I know that it sounds like a bad word. It's not. It comes from the word borghetto. So that might sound familiar because many of you know I live in the Borgo. So same kind of word. Borghetto, Borgo, ghetto. It just means like kind of the outskirts of town. And it's also where we get the word boroughs. So those of you in New York are familiar with New York, you have the boroughs there. It all comes from the same word. So it's not a bad word. It's just that in America it's kind of taken on a negative connotation, ghetto. But here it just means Jewish neighborhood. Small little neighborhood just outside the city center. Here are some ruins. Back there, another tour. Where are all these tours coming from?
No.
That's got to be like the 5th one I've seen. Alright, so more old stuff here. Another church back there. Another tour group. This is another tour group. What am I missing? Is today like tour day or something? I mean, they're speaking Italian, but I can't tell if it's like Roman or what. Look at this. This is Rome right here. Blue sky, orange building, old ruins, some Latin, lady wearing a mask. Doesn't get more Rome than this. Gorgeous. Gorgeous day. I wish you were here. Little Christmas shop here. Look. Selling Christmassy things. Wait, they're selling Christmassy things in the Jewish ghetto. That's kind of... something doesn't seem right. Really, really good food in this area. Look at this building. Oh, do you hear the church bells? Can you hear that? I can't tell which church it's coming from. Did you find some Christmas stuff to get? Isn't it kind of weird they have Christmas stuff in the Jewish ghetto?
Oh, that is weird.
Here's some Santa Clauses for any of you that collect Santas. Oh, you can see me. Hi. Merry Christmas. Yeah, it's in English. It says Merry Christmas. Maybe that's how they get away with it. You see all the tables set up. It's almost lunchtime here. So dining outside is always a thing in Rome. Oh, look at this pretty dog. And that dog's very excited. So outdoor dining is a huge thing in Italy, but especially now because restaurants are limited to how many people they're allowed to have inside. And so where typically you can see this is a kosher grill. Shawarma, they have shawarma. Jewish artichokes. Usually restaurants have to pay for outdoor seating because they're taking up sidewalk or the street. But right now, because restaurants are restricted how many people they can have inside, the government is not requiring them to pay. There's a little deli. So a lot of restaurants have even more tables outside, or some of the restaurants that normally would not have outdoor seating now have it. It's getting chilly, so that's might hurt business a little bit, but in the summer it was great. It's just so nice to see all these restaurants hopping. Well, I mean, they're not hopping now because it's not lunchtime yet, but I mean just in general. There's another excited dog. You can see the heaters here. So all the restaurants that have outdoor seating, they usually have these giant heaters that warm the people up. Hope you're enjoying the sights of Rome. This line here, this is a Jewish bakery. You can see it's quite popular. Let's see if I can get close enough so you can see the window. Trying to... They have these really good pastries. So you can see some of their stuff. You can tell it's popular because the line goes way back. Alright, we're going to keep cutting through here. But here's another beautiful view. A pink building. Very old. An orange building. Always my favorite. Okay. There's a leather shop for all your purse and belt needs. Fonzie Burger. Oh, this is the Oriental Fonzie. We've been to Fonzie Burger. The family's looking at the Fonzie shop. Look at that blue sky. Guys, you gotta get to Rome. Look at this. And I know you want to get to Rome. We miss you. Okay, let's keep walking. Oh, here's a cheese shop. Look at all these cheeses this guy has. So in Italy, we have so many varieties of mozzarella, of Parmesan, but it's nearly impossible to find cheddar. Who's crying? Oh, the dog's crying? Oh, because you want it? This is the Fonzie Burger place. So this place has good hamburgers. Christina's over there looking for cheese. She wants cheddar. The sweater dog?
Yes,
Yeah.
so cute.
Alright, so now we're leaving the Jewish neighborhood. There's a pretty blue building over there. I really like that one too. Decorating for Advent. So they'll have lights up. People have their nativities out all through Advent and well into the new year. They don't really start taking down until Christmas is officially over. There's a candle store. If you need a candle, you can get candles. I don't know what store this is. Looks like a printer. I don't know. Here's a bar, Santa Maria Pub. And now, pretty soon you'll recognize Rome, I think. because we're getting close to the Pantheon. This is another one of my favorite buildings in Rome. I would love to live here. Actually, I like where I live, but I would also like to live here in one of these places facing the sun with a giant wraparound balcony right next to a church, right next to the tram. So this street right here leads all the way down to Campo di Fiori. And right in front of us is Largo Argentina. If you've ever been to Rome, you've surely driven through Largo Argentina or around it. Look at this place. Come on. That is just an amazing building. Wow. All right. Yes, I still get very excited about Rome. Even though I walk by these buildings all the time, I still love seeing them. So, what time is it? It is, it's 12:10. Oh well, I thought I was going to be by some church for the noon bells on Sunday, or somewhere where we would hear the cannon that's fired every day at noon. Here comes another dog. But I didn't get you bells. I guess we got some bells when we were in the Jewish neighborhood. Just not as close as I would like to be. Anyway, continuing our stroll here. Which way should we go? Which way should we go? Let's get in the sun. We need to get in the sun. It's cold. It was 39 degrees this morning. So this is the street of St. Helena, Constantine's mother. The street is named after her. Look at that building. Man.
Ooh, that's so pretty.
I know it's a pretty building. I love this building.
I don't think I've ever noticed this building.
Oh, and the rooftop of that building with the big plants. Huh. All right. This is what you get on my daily walks. Me just looking at all the stuff I love. Okay, so now we're coming up on Largo Argentina. We'll cross it here. Oh, we can cross now. We can cross. Do a quick illegal crossing here because there's no cars coming. To look into Largo Argentina. So this is where most people say Julius Caesar was killed. If not here, it was pretty close. And now it's a bunch of ruins. But it's also the cat sanctuary. So if you look closely, here's one over here walking. If you look closely, you'll see cats everywhere. I don't know how many cats are here, but
I see four.
Amelia has already seen 4 cats. Amelia has seen 5. It's one of those things where the longer you look at the ground, the more cats you see. So it is a cat sanctuary. They take in cats and they feed them, they spay or neuter them, and they give them shots. And they sell t-shirts. So that's how they support their mission, is by selling merch. Anyway, Largo Argentina. Julius Caesar was killed here. Now they have a bunch of cats. Alright, so we're going to go We're going to walk all the way down to Victor Emmanuel. We'll go that way. Another dog. So many dogs. So, oh, here's another beautiful view of Rome. And another tour group. Oh, and another tour group. These are 2 tour groups. Wow. Another beautiful view. 2 more tour groups. Get an Aperol Spritz here for €5. I feel like I was about to say something. I don't remember what it was. That happens. Do you have anything to add, Amelia? I don't know, life? Okay. Good. Well, this is the part that I could tell stories, but I don't have any stories to tell right now. Since we're not live, I could even stop recording and then start it up in a minute, because I don't have anything to say on the street right here. Actually, no, I do. Right there, that's the Polish church. So many nations have churches here in Rome, and this is the Church of Poland. So you can go to church in Polish here. There's an American church, there's German church, Portuguese church, Spanish church, Argentinian church. There's also different areas of Italy who have their own churches. So there's a Neapolitan church, Church of Naples. There's the Florentine church for the people of Florence. You can see they kind of keep the door closed, but it's open. But that's the Polish church. So you have the Polish flag hanging. Really nice building that people probably don't look at. I don't know what just happened. And there's a bus parking in front of it, but it is a really nice building. This is not a tour group. It's just a bunch of good-looking people. A bunch of young people. Looks like they're just coming back from the club, all dressed up. Oh yeah, they look like they're all dressed up from the club. Okay, so now we're coming up on Piazza Venezia and the Church of Venice, which is San Marco. So we're right on the tram lines. That's what all these wires are for, to power the trams, the tram rails, tracks, whatever they're called. I love taking the trams around Rome. All right, the monument to Victor Emmanuel, the first king of unified Italy. It's affectionately known as the wedding cake. It's a big old white building, or a typewriter because it looks like a typewriter. But I think most Romans are in agreement that they don't like it. Just kind of big, bright, and chunky. Oh, the sun feels so good. So just behind the big white building, you see a brown facade. That's a brown church. That's a church, Santa Maria in Araceli. And that is where the tomb of Saint Helena is. She's buried in that church. Here is a water fountain. So much like the one we saw earlier, in that it comes from the aqueducts. But this one does not have that same kind of spigot where you put your finger under it and it squirts out. So here you would just fill up a water bottle or stick your head under it. You can see the water goes all the way to the top, kind of drizzles down. Put your drink right here. You'll also see people filling up buckets. Ooh, San Marco's open. Let's go to San Marco. What a beautiful day. Look at the sun coming through those trees. The white marble, the seagulls, the flag. All right, we're gonna go over to San Marco. So there are some roads here in Rome where they're paving them with like cement or concrete or whatever, so they're pulling up the cobblestones. I don't know if this is one of them. They're going to place the cobblestones in more pedestrian friendly roads, but roads where cars drive, they're going to make them smooth. But anyway, here's a bunch of ancient cobble that they've pulled up. And the great thing about cobblestone is that when they need to repair something, they can just pull these up, stack them up, fix whatever it is they're going to fix, and then lay them right back down. No waste. There's a big old statue. There's a really nice courtyard in here. It's open like during the week, but you can go in here and you can sit and you can work, you can have coffee, you can relax. It's got some nice fountains and beautiful Roman trees. All right. I thought I saw the gate open. Yes, San Marco. So I mentioned the Church of Venice. That's this one. Huh. The Church of Venice, San Marco. If you've ever been to Venice, you know that the main basilica there is the Basilica of San Marco. So they have their own church here in Rome. You see their coat of arms of Pope Francis. And then I'm not sure whose titular church this is, but that's the Cardinals' coat of arms. And they're having Mass. This Mass is empty. But I'll show you from the back this church. Okay, so now we'll head out. We don't want to disturb their Mass. Have you been here? Oh, okay. I was talking to my wife, not you, on the internet. I thought she had been here, and she had. So, continue our walk. So over here, we have Trajan's Market, and you'll notice there are two domes. There's two churches right over there. They're not really twin churches, but they're right next to each other. And let's see, we'll go over there. This is kind of like a busy hub of Rome. A lot of the buses come through here, a lot of the cars, there's a big traffic circle. This is where they put up the Rome Christmas tree. So not the Vatican Christmas tree, but the Rome Christmas tree. Right down there is the Coliseum. You can't see it, but I'll take you across the street and you'll be able to. Man, what a day. Let's cross. So no traffic light here, which means pedestrians have the right of way. You just have to be brave enough to step out in traffic. And they stop. Notice that they kind of slow down. It's like a dance. Cars know to watch out for the pedestrians. So now, in the distance there, you'll be able to see the Coliseum at the end of that street. The Coliseum is there. Again, Victor Emmanuel. And then this street here is the Corso, and that leads all the way to Flamingo Gate, which was the main entrance into Rome a couple thousand years ago. And so you can imagine what that would be like coming from some small hill town in Italy or France or whatever, and you show up in Rome. They open these big gates and you see down this amazing street with lots of marble and beautiful buildings all the way down. You wouldn't see this building because this is only 100 or so years old, but then you've got the Coliseum, and it was just very impressive. Still impressive. So right over there by the Coliseum, on and off for the last couple months, they've been filming Mission Impossible. So Tom Cruise has been here. They were filming yesterday. I don't know if they are today. I don't see anything set up. But I want to walk you over to these churches real quick. You can see the market and some of the ruins. Chestnuts. All right. So just a few more minutes here. A couple more things to show you. There's that church. This is the Church of Laredo. So they actually have, I don't know if you know the story of Laredo, but that's where the Holy House is, that miraculously was transported to Laredo, Italy. And you can go to that town and you can visit the house where Mary, Jesus, and Joseph lived. But they have a replica of it in here. So it's a pretty church. The church has been open, but the house has been closed for a while just because it's a tiny space. Alright, I'm just going to go up these steps, let you see the Trajan's Market. There's another church, Trajan's Column. Okay. Police coming by, lots of construction going on. They're building another metro line. You can see a big hole there. Metro Line C, they've been working on it for who knows how long. Probably as long as Rome has existed. But they're digging up a lot of stuff there because it's getting closer. Part of it's already open, but it's getting closer to being open in the city center. So you can see benches here, people relaxing in the sun, having snacks, taking their masks off for a minute. That's the other church, so that's the Laredo Church. And then you can see right next to it is this one. This is the Holy Name of Mary, I believe. Trajan's Column. You have St. Peter on top there. And I did a Tipsy Tuesday a couple months ago from the roof of that white building there. That's a rooftop bar. of a hotel. So, yeah, that's it. That's what I was going to show you. Coliseum, some old stuff. I'm not going to walk all the way to the Coliseum today, but you can see it in the distance there. Okay, now we're going to go back, cut through these churches, across the street. Maybe I'll show you another church. Oh, the Laredo Church is open. Take you in there real quick. Hungry? Good. All right. So now we're going to go take a peek in the Church of Laredo. It's a really pretty church. More dogs. Oh, that's what I was talking about. I forgot all about. Oh, now I'm going into church. I'm not going to tell you. I'll save the dog thing for later. All right. They might have a mass going on. Let's just see. See, you have this little divider where you can go in and come out. Okay. Here we go. This is the church. They're actually setting up for something, so I don't want to disturb them. So we'll just come right back up. The dogs. Okay, so Italians love dogs. A lot of people have dogs. But during the quarantine, 55 days, we were locked up. During the quarantine, one of the only things you were allowed to do, you could go out for, you could go exercise, like go running. You could go grocery shopping. You couldn't do pretty much anything else other than walk a dog. And a lot of people got dogs. And if they didn't already have a dog, they would walk neighbors' dogs. Our neighbor has a dog, and her daughter really wanted an excuse to leave. So she kept asking if she could walk the mom's dog. The mom wouldn't let her because the mom went out all the time walking this dog. The dog was sick of being walked. Because like every chance she got, she'd be like, all right, let's go for a walk, Spritz. The dog's name's Spritz. Here's a nice view. And the sound of a scooter. All right, so we're going to go up here and cross the street. Oh, here's another. See the top of that church. Blue sky. Victor Emmanuel. Man, I love Rome. All right. So I mentioned earlier St. Bartholomew, buried here. Simon and Jude, along with Peter, are at St. Peter's. St. Paul is at St. Paul outside the walls. St. Matthias is in St. Mary Major. I didn't mention him, but he's there. This church over here has the tomb of Philip and James the Lesser. So I don't know if it's still open because it's 12:30 or something. But I think we could just cross because of the construction. Yeah, we're just going to cross. Look at these buildings though. So pretty. All right, we're just going to cross. Well, the light's not working, so we just have to cross. So the light's not working because it's a one-way street right now. So we just crossed. Anyway, Philip and James the Lesser are buried in this church up here, the Church of the Holy Apostles, Santi Apostoli, or 12 Apostoli, the 12 Apostles. People call it different things. And here is where a lot of film crews set up. So this might be some of the film crew for the Mission Impossible movie. Because a lot of times when they're filming near the Coliseum, they need a place to stage whatever. So you can see these are all film trucks. Like, the actors wouldn't be here, so don't get excited if you're hoping to see Tom Cruise. And they're probably not working today because I didn't see anything set up. Alright, so this is the Church of Santi Apostoli. Oh, I don't know. I see some security guys. Maybe they do have stuff going on today. Okay, is the church open? So it doesn't even look like much of a church, right? I mean, it's big, of course, but it doesn't look really like a church. If you're just walking down here, walking by, not looking up, you wouldn't know this is a church. But it is a gorgeous church. There's a big crowd outside. I don't know why. Can they not go in? Is mass just letting out? We'll find out. So Michelangelo, when he lived in Rome, he lived here for a while. Not at the church, but in the cloister next door. Alright. I don't know why all these people are outside. Mask on a lion. Alright. So this church is gorgeous. Has all these crystal chandeliers. They're not turned on, but when there's a mass, like a high mass, feast day, they have them all turned on. And then it looks like they're getting ready to close, but directly below the main altar, there's a crypt, and you can go down and see the tombs of Philip and James the Lesser. Do you see the crystal chandeliers up there? Beautiful ceiling. Okay, let's head out. All right, so back out into the world, see if I can find my family. I misplaced them again. I don't see them. There they are. All right. I think we are going to go to lunch. Do you guys want to go to Abruzzi? Okay. All right. I'm gonna turn you around so I can say ciao. So hold on. All right, that's me. Oh wait, no, the screen's all weird. Okay. So thanks for joining me on this walk through Rome from St. Cecilia to the Church of the Holy Apostles, through Trastevere, through the Jewish Ghetto, through Tiber Island, through all kinds of places. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please share, because I want a lot of people to be able to experience Rome who are unable to come here right now. And we'll do this again soon. Oh, like every day. I do this every day. So, most days. Anyway, ciao. Do you want to say ciao?
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.